Run it up one time. Come on. Let's talk about homeopathy. Let's talk about science, baby. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about homeopathy. Let's talk about homeopathy. Let's talk about homeopathy. Let's talk about homeopathy, baby. Happy New Year! Hello, all of my fabulous, beautiful people, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you are all doing very, 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 very well. So, guys, today I wanted to just kind of talk about homeopathy. I wanted to talk a little bit about the history. I wanted to look into, does it work? Is there anything scientific to it? Or, what's it all about? So, if that is something that you think that you would be interested in, congratulations, you're in the right place. And if you're a beautiful person, you're also in the right place. Make sure that you go hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, do all the YouTube stuff. I'm trying to be a YouTuber, okay? So, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Awesome article that is on the government website. So I want to go through it because I thought it would be more fun if we read through this article than if I just sat here and blah, blah, blah about homeopathy to you. And you can read it with me. So it says, homeopathy, what you need to know. What do we need to know? What's the bottom line? That's what I'm trying to get to. What do we know about the effectiveness of homeopathy? There's little evidence to support homeopathy has an effective treatment for any specific health condition. What do we know about the safety of homeopathic products? Some products labeled as homeopathic may contain substantial amounts of active ingredients and could cause side effects and drug interactions. You might be saying, geez, Queen, why are you even doing a whole video on homeopathy? What does that even have to do with you? Well, hi, my name is Beth, Queen of Spade. As you saw in the intro, I don't really introduce myself a lot anymore, but hello. And I cover MLMs and cults and pseudoscience things. And that's what homeopathy is. It's a pseudoscience. And one that a lot of cults and MLMs use. So I thought it would be important to sit down and do a whole video on it and go through this article. All right? Very, very much to do with what my channel's about. So don't go in the comments. All right, let's just do this. A lot of MLM products are considered homeopathy. And so I think that this is important. What is homeopathy? What the heck is it? Homeopathy, also known as homeopathic medicine, is a medical system that was developed in Germany more than 200 years ago. It's based on two unconventional theories. Kind of important to know that it's based on two unconventional theories. Like cures like. That's the first one. And it's the notion that a disease can be cured by a substance that produces similar symptoms in healthy people. Doesn't much make sense to me, but okay. And then also law of minimum dose. That's the second one. The notion that the lower the dose of the medication, the greater its effectiveness. Many homeopathic products are so diluted that no molecules of the original substance remain. So then what would be the point, right? Homeopathic products come from plants such as red onion, arnica, mountain herb, poison ivy, lovely, belladonna, deadly nightshade, and stinging nettle. Minerals such as white arsenic, or animals such as crushed whole bees. So people that are vegan technically should not be using homeopathic products, just saying. Homeopathic products are often made as sugar pellets to be placed under the tongue. They may also be in forms such as ointments, gels, drops, creams, and tablets. Let's not forget the newest one, which is essential oils, which I guess could be considered ointments, considering like Young Living and doTERRA tell you to rub it on your skin, but I want to say it specifically, okay? Treatments are individualized or tailored to each person. It's common for different people with the same condition to receive different treatments, which again, makes no sense to me. Homeopathy uses a different diagnostic system for assigning treatments to individuals and recognizes clinical patterns of signs and symptoms that are different from those of conventional medicine. Use in the USA. Since most of my subscribers are in the US, I guess this is the best thing that we'll talk about here. If you guys want me to do one for Canada, I'll do one for Canada too. Use in the US. According to the 2012 National Health Interview Survey, which included a comprehensive survey on the use of complementary health approaches by Americans, an estimated 5 million adults and 1 million children used homeopathy in the previous year. The 2012 survey also reported that although about 1.8% of children used homeopathy, only 0.2% of children went to a homeopathic practitioner, which means that most of the time it was given to them by their parents. A 2016 analysis of data from this survey suggests that most adults who use homeopathic products self-prescribe them for colds and musculoskeletal pain. I definitely messed that word up. In 2016, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, we love that place, announced it will hold efficacy and safety claims for over-the-counter homeopathic drugs to the same standard as those for other products making similar claims. It further stated that companies must have the competent and reliable scientific evidence that FTC requires for health-related claims, including claims that a product can treat specific conditions. In December of 2017, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, another place we enjoy, proposed a new risk-based enforcement approach to homeopathic products. The proposed approach would call for more careful scrutiny of products with the greatest potential for risk, including those with reported safety concerns, those that are not taken by mouth or rubbed on skin, those for vulnerable populations, those that do not meet legal standards for quality, strength, or purity, and those intended to be used for preventing or treating serious and or life-threatening diseases and conditions. Thankfully. You want real medicine for those, okay? What the science says about the effectiveness of homeopathy. This part is important. On this channel, we believe in science, real facts, science, real things we can see, evidence, real. It's real, I promise. Not like on passive, okay? So let's look at the actual scientific evidence that homeopathy medicine apparently works. Or if there is any. A 2015 comprehensive assessment of evidence by the Australian government's National Health and Medical Research Council, so this came from Australia, concluded that there is no reliable evidence that homeopathy is effective for any health condition. Not one. However, it is important to note that studies included in the assessment of evidence were required to meet a number of rigorous criteria. Example, having a sample size of more than 150 participants, the highest rating of methodological quality, and other measures. In total, 57 systematic reviews that contained 176 individual studies were included in this assessment. A new review of evidence by the Australian government is currently underway. Homeopathy is a controversial topic. Apparently, those are just my favorite kind. Who knew? A number of the key concepts underlying the theory of homeopathy are not consistent with fundamental scientific concepts as we understand them. For example, homeopathic preparations can be so dilute that a substance considered to be the active ingredient becomes unmeasurable, which creates major challenges to the rigorous investigation of such products, right? However, recent research has begun to examine physical attributes of these preparations to determine if it will be possible to characterize them in the future. There has been no evidence to support homeopathic immunizations. Certain homeopathic products called nosodes or homeopathic immunizations have been promoted by some as substitutes for conventional immunizations. But the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says there's no credible scientific evidence to support such claims. The National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health, NCCIH, supports the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's recommendations for immunizations, vaccinations. And that's, of course, we're using the National Center for Complementary and Integrative Health website right now. What the science says about safety and side effects of homeopathy. While many homeopathic products are highly diluted, some products sold or labeled as homeopathic may not be. Good to know. They can contain substantial amounts of active ingredients which may cause side effects or drug interactions. Negative health effects from homeopathic products of this type have been reported. A 2012 systematic review of case reports and case series concluded that using certain homeopathic products, such as those containing heavy metals like mercury or iron that are not highly diluted, or replacing an effective conventional treatment with an ineffective homeopathic one, can cause adverse effects, some of which may be serious, like including death, guys. Really. Liquid homeopathic products may contain alcohol. The FDA allows higher levels of alcohol in these than in conventional drugs. Remember, these don't have all the same rules. Homeopathic practitioners expect some of their patients to experience homeopathic aggravation, which is a temporary worsening of existing symptoms after taking a homeopathic prescription. Again, doesn't make sense to me, but okay. Researchers have not found much evidence of this reaction in clinical studies. However, research on homeopathic aggravations is scarce. Always discuss changes in your symptoms with your healthcare provider. Worries me that your existing symptoms are supposed to get worse. You're supposed to feel crappier for a while after. Why? The medicine's supposed to make you feel better. Bah! The FDA has warned consumers about different products labeled as homeopathic. For example, in 2017, it alerted consumers that some homeopathic teething tablets, like for babies, had excessive amounts of the toxic substance belladonna. In 2005, it warned consumers not to rely on over-the-counter asthma products labeled as homeopathic because they are not evaluated by the FDA for safety and effectiveness. Asthma is kind of serious. It's to do with your breathing, your lungs, and everything. So you want to only take something that will help you. Imagine if you had asthma and then the symptoms got worse before they got better while you were having an asthma attack. Not good. Regulation of homeopathic products. I think it's important that we know how they're regulated. Homeopathic products are regulated as drugs under the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act and are subject to the same requirements related to approval, adulteration, and misbranding as other drug products. But there are currently no homeopathic products approved by the FDA. None approved. And that's the Food and Drug Administration. So if you're using these products as a drug, you would want them approved by the Food and Drug Administration. This sounds not safe. In 1988, the FDA issued Compliance Policy Guide CPG 400.400 entitled Conditions Under Which Homeopathic Drugs May Be Marketed, which described the agency's enforcement policy. In 2019, the FDA withdrew CPG 400.400 and issued a revised draft guidance for public comment. The revised draft guidance proposes a comprehensive risk-based enforcement approach to homeopathic products marketed without FDA approval. Licensing. Laws regulating the practice of homeopathy in the US vary from state to state, and similarly here in Canada, it varies from province to province. Usually, individuals licensed to practice medicine or another healthcare profession can legally practice homeopathy. In some states, non-licensed professionals may practice homeopathy. So if you're in the US, you might want to look up if the person you're going to, if you do use homeopathic medicine, is an actual licensed professional or not. If you must use homeopathic medicine, please go to someone who's a licensed professional over someone who's not. That's all I ask. Arizona, Connecticut, and Nevada are the only states with homeopathic licensing boards for doctors of medicine, holders of MD degrees. That's good to know. And doctors of osteopathic medicine, holders of DO degrees. In 15 states, a section of the Naturopathic Medical Board examinations is on homeopathy. Then it says more to consider when it comes to this. Don't use homeopathy to replace proven conventional care, please. Or postpone seeing a healthcare provider about a medical problem. Please. Always go to your doctor and do what they say. I often say to people, if you're going to use homeopathy, use it as like an aid along with Western medicine after you go see your doctor. Let them know what you're using as well, if you must. If you are considering using a homeopathic product, bring it with you when you visit your healthcare provider. Exactly. The provider may be able to help you determine whether the product might pose a risk of side effects or drug interactions, especially if you're on other drugs, right? Follow the recommended conventional immunization schedules for children and adults. Please always get a proper immunization and please always get vaccinated. Don't use homeopathic products as a substitute for conventional immunizations. Don't do it ever. Stop it. Women who are pregnant or nursing, or people who are thinking of using homeopathy to treat a child should consult their or the child's healthcare providers. Please. Don't just give your kids shit, okay? Don't do that. Take charge of your health. Talk with your healthcare providers about any complementary health approaches you use. Please. Get away, fly. Together you can make shared, well-informed decisions. All right, that's all I ask, is at least make a well-informed decision. For more information, you can come to this website. I will leave it down below. As you can see here on the Wikipedia, we love Wikipedia, I guess. It says homeopathy or... I'm not donating to you. Fuck off, Wikipedia. Fuck that shit. Homeopathy or homeopathy, homeopathy, is a pseudoscientific system of alternative medicine. It was conceived in 1796 by the German physician Samuel Hahnemann. Its practitioners, called homeopaths, believe that a substance that causes symptoms of a disease in healthy people can cure similar symptoms in sick people. This doctrine is called similia similibus curantur, or like cures like in English. Stick to the language I know. Homeopathic preparations are termed remedies that are made using homeopathic dilution. In this process, the selected substance is repeatedly diluted until the final product is chemically indistinguishable from the diluent. Often, not even a single molecule of the original substance can be expected to remain in the product. Between each dilution, homeopaths may hit and or shake the product, claiming this makes the diluent remember the original substance after its removal. Practitioners claim that such preparations upon oral intake can treat or cure disease. Homeopathy achieved its greatest popularity in the 19th century. It was introduced to the US in 1825 with the first homeopathic school opening in 1835. Throughout the 19th century, dozens of homeopathic institutions appeared in Europe and the US. During this period, homeopathy was able to appear relatively successful, as other forms of treatment could be harmful and ineffective at that time, right? By the end of the century, the practice began to wane, with the last exclusively homeopathic medical school in the US closing in 1920. In the 1970s, homeopathy made a significant comeback, with sales of some homeopathic products increasing tenfold. The trend corresponded with the rise of the New Age movement, and may be in part due to an irrational preference for natural products and the longer consultation times homeopathic practitioners provided. In the 21st century, a series of meta-analyses have shown that the therapeutic claims of homeopathy lack scientific justification. As a result, national and international bodies have recommended the withdrawal of government funding for homeopathy in healthcare. National bodies from Australia, the UK, Switzerland, and France, as well as the European Academy Science Advisory Council and the Russian Academy of Sciences, have all concluded that homeopathy is ineffective and recommended against the practice receiving any further funding. The National Health Service in England no longer provides funding for homeopathic remedies and asks the Department of Health to add homeopathic remedies to the list of forbidden prescription items, like forbid you to use these ever. France removed funding in 2021. This year, baby, yeah. Well, Spain has also announced moves to ban homeopathy and other psychotherapies from health centers. This is why I'm saying, like, don't be using this medicine. I want to talk about the 21st century, baby. Alright, so since the beginning of the 21st century, a series of meta-analyses, can't say that either, sorry, have further shown that the therapeutic claims of homeopathy lack scientific justification. Let's get into that, right? This has led to a decrease or suspension of funding by many governments. In a 2010 report, the Science and Technology Committee of the UK House of Commons recommended that homeopathy should no longer receive National Health Service (NHS) funding due to its lack of scientific credibility. In other words, homeopathy has zero scientific credibility. If anything, the science proves it doesn't work, so saying. NHS funding for homeopathy ceased in 2017. They also asked the Department of Health in the UK to add homeopathic remedies to the list of forbidden prescription items. In 2015, the National Health and Medical Research Council of Australia found there were no health conditions for which there is reliable evidence that homeopathy is effective. So Australia is also like, listen, not real, okay? The federal government only ended up accepting 3 of the 45 recommendations made by the 2018 Review of Pharmacy Remuneration and Regulation. Probably messed that right up. The same year, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, held a hearing requesting public comment on the regulation of homeopathic drugs. In 2017, the FDA announced it would strengthen regulations of homeopathic products. The American Nonprofit Center for Inquiry, CFI, filed a lawsuit in 2018 against the CVS Pharmacy for consumer fraud over its sale of homeopathic medicines. So if you're selling these, you might get in trouble, sis, okay? It claimed that CVS was selling homeopathic products as an easier to obtain basis than standard medication. In 2019, CFI brought a similar lawsuit against Walmart for committing wide-scale consumer fraud and endangering the health of its consumers through its sale and marketing of homeopathic medicines. They also conducted a survey in which they found consumers felt ripped off when informed of the lack of evidence for the efficiency of homeopathic remedies such as those sold by Walmart and CVS. Yeah. In 2021, this year, so far this year, almost at the end of it. Are we sad about that? Do we care if we're at the end of 2021? I don't think so. In 2021, the French healthcare minister phased out Social Security reimbursements for homeopathic drugs. France has long had a stronger belief in the virtues of homeopathic drugs than many other countries, and the world's biggest manufacturer of alternative medicine drugs, Boiron, whatever, is located in that country. Spain has also announced moves to ban homeopathy and other pseudotherapies. Yeah. In 2016, the University of Barcelona canceled its master's degree in homeopathy, citing lack of scientific basis, after advice from the Spanish Ministry of Health. Shortly afterwards, the University of Valencia announced the elimination of its master's in homeopathic medicine. And we're going to keep on going with that. Everywhere's going to be banning it. Yeah. Again, the lack of convincing scientific evidence supporting its efficiency and the use of preparations without active ingredients have led to characterizations of homeopathy as pseudoscience and quackery. It is. Or, in the words of a 1998 medical review, placebo therapy at best and quackery at worst. Awesome. The Russian Academy of Sciences considers homeopathy a dangerous pseudoscience that does not work, and urges people to treat homeopathy on a par with magic. Oh, why would that be? Because magic also isn't real, okay? Stop trying to cancel me because I said magic isn't real, you psychos. The Chief Medical Officer for England, Dame Sally Davies, has stated that homeopathic preparations are rubbish and do not serve as anything more than placebos, like sugar pills, okay? In 2013, Mark Walport, the UK government chief scientific advisor and head of the government office for science, said homeopathy is nonsense. It is non-science. It's nonsense and non-science, okay? Okay. His predecessor, John Beddington, also said that homeopathy has no underpinning of scientific basis and is fundamentally ignored by the government, as it should be. Jack Killen, acting deputy director of the National Center for Complementary and Alternative Medicine, says homeopathy goes beyond current understanding of chemistry and physics. He adds, "There is, to my knowledge, no condition for which homeopathy has been proven to be an effective treatment." Ben Goldacre says that homeopaths who misrepresent scientific evidence to a scientifically illiterate public have walled themselves off from academic medicine, and critique has been all too often met with avoidance rather than argument. Homeopaths often prefer to ignore meta-analysis in favor of cherry-picked positive results, such as promoting a particular observational study, one with Goldacre describes as little more than a customer satisfaction survey, as if it were more information than a series of randomized controlled trials. In an article entitled, "Should we maintain an open mind about homeopathy?" published in the American Journal of Medicine, Michael Baum, and Edward Ernst, writing to other physicians, wrote that homeopathy is among the worst examples of faith-based medicine. These axioms of homeopathy are not only out of line with scientific facts, but also directly opposed to them. If homeopathy is correct, much of physics, chemistry, and pharmacology must be incorrect. You're going to tell me that physics and chemistry are incorrect? Are ya? So again, there has been nothing that shows that it works. Now, the reason why I do this video is because I agree with this right here, that the provision of homeopathic preparations has been described as unethical. A lot of times, there are pharmacists who violate their ethical code by failing to provide customers with necessary and relevant information about the true nature of the homeopathic products they advertise and sell. If you know me, you know I'm all about consumers. They have a right to know what they're buying in full. And homeopathy likes to look around and lie to people about it. Patients who choose to use homeopathy rather than evidence-based medicine risk missing timely diagnosis and effective treatment, thereby worsening the outcomes of serious conditions such as cancer. The Russian Commission on Pseudoscience has said homeopathy is not safe because patients spend significant amounts of money buying medicines that do not work and disregard already known effective treatment. Critics have cited cases of patients failing to receive proper treatment for diseases that could have been easily managed with conventional medicine and who have died as a result. Even look at Mother God, right? They have also condemned the marketing practice of criticizing and downplaying the effectiveness of medicine, because that's just unethical. Homeopaths claim that the use of conventional medicines will push the disease deeper, whatever that means, and cause more serious conditions, a process referred to as suppression. And there's also an issue, of course, with a lot of the people in homeopathy that the pharmacists and the medical doctors that do homeopathic medicine oftentimes tell people not to get vaccinated. We know I hate the anti-vax community. A lot of them also suggest that the vaccines can be replaced with those homeopathic vaccines. Modern homeopaths often use these, but there's no evidence to indicate they have any beneficial effects. Promotion of homeopathic alternatives to vaccines has been characterized as dangerous, inappropriate, and irresponsible. In December 2014, the Australian homeopathy supplier Homeopathy Plus was found to have acted deceptively in promoting homeopathic alternatives to vaccines. In 2019, an investigative journalism piece by The Telegraph revealed that homeopathy practitioners were actively discouraging patients from vaccinating their children. Wow, right? Cases of homeopaths advising against the use of anti-malarial drugs have also been identified, which of course puts visitors to the tropics in severe danger. And my issue with homeopathy is that it is one of the most commonly used forms of alternative medicines, and it has a large worldwide market. The exact size is uncertain because people even sell it online, like make their own and stuff. But information available on homeopathic sales suggests it forms a large share of the medical market. There are also homeopathic medicines for animals, which of course can be very, very dangerous for animals. There's something called veterinary homeopathy that dates back to the inception of homeopathy. I mean, even the guy who invented homeopathy spoke about it. And given that homeopathy effects in humans are due to the placebo effect, they've done studies on this, I'll get into those in another video, and the counseling aspects of the consultation, such treatments are even less effective in animals. Studies have also found that giving animals placebos can play active roles in influencing pet owners to believe in the effectiveness of the treatment when none exists. This means that animals given homeopathic remedies will continue to suffer, resulting in animal welfare concerns. And the difference is that an animal can't be like, hey, yo, bro, I'm in pain. I'm still sick. So, it's kind of like, same with a child. Some kids don't really know how to express that either. So it's always scary whenever you're using this with kids or animals, especially. Like, they don't get to consent. So this is Sir Samuel right here, the dude that invented it. Don't you look like a jack-off? So my fabulous, beautiful people, I hope that you thought that that was fun. I just kind of wanted to go through homeopathy, its effectiveness, should we trust it, how did it start, is it legal, that kind of thing. If you want me to go through the lawsuits or you want me to do a video just specific to the history of homeopathy in Canada, let me know. I would be happy to do that as a Canadian. And let me know what you think down below. Are you someone that believes in using homeopathic medicine, even as an aid? Again, I have some friends that use it, but they use it as an aid, like something that also helps them out. Like, I have a friend that doesn't like the real gravel, so she used, like, the garlic homeopathic gravel instead whenever her tummy's feeling sick. Little things like that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Although, again, you should be careful who you're getting stuff from. Always talk to a doctor, like I said. But my major issue is with people that want to replace Western medicine with homeopathy and, of course, the anti-vax community. that uses homeopathy a lot to kind of be like, see, it's okay, we're not getting vaccinated, not getting our kids back. And also the MLMs. The MLMs really try to prey on people that believe in homeopathic medicine. I mean, great example of that is the essential oil companies. So let me know what you think about all this. I hope that you found this video more fun than if I was just to like sit here and like blab it all to you. That way I thought you guys could read with me, you know, and also see the information for yourself. I'll leave the links down below. Again, please give the video a like. Subscribe if you're new here. I would love it if you joined our amazing members. All of the beautiful people do. You don't want to be an ugly bitch, right? Right. So come join us. Hit the join button down below. Or in my description, there's always a link. Go click that. We got tiers. It's a fun place. You get extra videos and stuff and emojis and yay! I'm going to be doing a stream in the new year, and I am going to be taking a couple days off now to work on a video that I am working on for the new year as well. So this is the last time that I really see you in 2021. Oh my God, I can't believe that this is the last day of 2021. Right? My fabulous, beautiful people. Happy New Year! And I'll see you next year. Probably like tomorrow or the next day with a new video. Okay, I'm not going to be gone for that long. Don't worry. And no matter where you are, what you're doing, I hope that you have a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous day and New Year. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Happy New Year, bitches! Wow! Spinderella, cut it up one time. Come on. Let's talk about homeopathy. Let's talk about science, baby. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about homeopathy. Let's talk about homeopathy. Let's talk about homeopathy. Let's talk about homeopathy, baby.